Thousands of years ago, along the banks of the Nile River, one of the world's greatest civilizations was born. As the first rays of sunlight touched the water each morning, the Nile brought life to an otherwise unforgiving land. For the people of ancient Egypt, the river was far more than a source of water, it was the heartbeat of their civilization. Its steady flow shaped the land, nourished generations, and determined the destiny of millions for thousands of years. The annual floods of the Nile brought fertile soil and made life possible in the middle of the desert. Each year, the overflowing river covered the fields with rich black silt, creating ideal conditions for agriculture. Farmers patiently awaited these floods, knowing their harvest depended on them. Without the Nile's generous gift, ancient Egypt could never have become one of history's greatest kingdoms. Small villages slowly grew into powerful kingdoms. Families built simple homes from sun-dried mud bricks and settled close to the river, where fishing and farming provided everything they needed to survive. Boats carried people and goods along the Nile, connecting distant communities through trade. Over generations, these humble settlements became the foundation of one of the longest-lasting civilizations the world has ever known. Around 3100 BC, King Narmer united Upper and Lower Egypt into a single kingdom. This historic achievement ended long-standing divisions and created one of the world's first centralized states. The double crown became a powerful symbol of unity, representing two lands ruled by one sovereign. From that moment, ancient Egypt entered a new era of strength, stability, and royal power. The pharaoh became both a king and a living god on earth. Egyptians believed that he preserved the sacred balance between the gods, nature, and humanity. His authority extended far beyond the royal palace, guiding religion, justice, warfare, and the construction of magnificent monuments. To his people, the pharaoh embodied the strength and unity of the entire kingdom. A new civilization emerged along the Nile. Cities expanded, temples rose toward the sky, and the first monumental structures transformed the landscape. Knowledge, faith, and skilled craftsmanship flourished together, creating a culture unlike any the world had seen before. The foundations laid during these early centuries would shape Egyptian civilization for more than 3,000 years. The pharaohs ruled Egypt for thousands of years and built one of history's most remarkable kingdoms. Surrounded by priests, officials, and loyal servants, they stood at the center of political and religious life. Their authority united the country, directed great building projects, and maintained order across the fertile Nile Valley. Under their rule, Egypt became one of the most powerful civilizations of the ancient world. The Egyptians built massive pyramids as tombs for their rulers. Thousands of skilled workers, engineers, and craftsmen labored together to move enormous stone blocks across the desert. Using ramps, wooden sledges, and remarkable organization, they accomplished what seemed impossible for their time. These monuments became lasting symbols of Egyptian ingenuity, determination, and faith in eternal life. The Great Pyramid of Giza became one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Originally covered with smooth white limestone, it reflected the sunlight so brilliantly that it could be seen from many kilometers away. For nearly 4,000 years, it remained the tallest human-made structure on Earth. Even today, its precision and scale continue to amaze engineers, historians, and travelers from around the world. The mysterious Sphinx guarded the pyramids and symbolized royal power. Carved from a single mass of limestone, it combined the body of a lion with the face of a pharaoh, representing strength united with wisdom. For thousands of years, shifting desert sands buried and revealed this silent guardian again and again. Despite countless studies, many questions about its origin and purpose remain unanswered. Farmers, craftsmen, and merchants helped Egypt prosper. Fertile fields produced grain in abundance, skilled artisans created beautiful pottery, jewelry, and statues, while merchants carried goods along the Nile and beyond its borders. Every profession played an essential role in the kingdom's success. Together, Ordinary people built the wealth that supported Egypt's magnificent civilization. Magnificent temples were built to honor the gods. Towering columns, sacred statues, and walls covered with hieroglyphs reflected the deep spiritual beliefs of the Egyptian people. These temples were not only places of worship, but also centers of learning, administration, and ceremony. Their timeless beauty continues to inspire visitors from every corner of the world. The Egyptians worshipped many gods who controlled every aspect of life and death. Ra, the sun god, brought light to the world each day, while Osiris ruled the afterlife and Isis symbolized love, healing, and protection. Anubis guided the souls of the dead, and countless other deities watched over nature, the skies, and the Nile. For the people of ancient Egypt, the gods were not distant beings, they were present in every moment of daily life. Ancient texts guided souls on their journey into the afterlife. Known today as the Book of the Dead, these sacred scrolls contained prayers, spells, and instructions meant to help the deceased overcome the dangers of the next world. One of the most important scenes described the weighing of the heart against the feather of Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice. Only those found worthy could enter eternal life. The dead were carefully preserved so they could live forever. Priests carried out the complex process of mummification over many weeks, wrapping the body in fine linen after carefully preparing it for eternity. Special jars, known as canopic jars, protected the internal organs, while sacred rituals honored the journey of the soul. Egyptians believed that preserving the body was essential for life beyond death. The pharaohs were buried with gold, jewelry, and precious objects. Their tombs were filled with richly decorated furniture, statues, ceremonial weapons, and offerings intended to accompany them into the next life. Every object reflected the extraordinary craftsmanship of Egyptian artisans and the immense wealth of the royal court. Hidden deep beneath the desert, these treasures remained untouched for thousands of years. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb amazed the entire world. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter uncovered one of the greatest archaeological finds in history, almost entirely intact. Behind the sealed entrance lay thousands of extraordinary treasures, including the young pharaoh's magnificent golden mask. The discovery transformed our understanding of ancient Egypt and captured the imagination of millions. Hieroglyphs became one of history's most fascinating writing systems. Skilled scribes carefully recorded royal decrees, religious beliefs, and everyday events on papyrus scrolls and temple walls. For centuries, the meaning of these mysterious symbols remained forgotten, until the discovery of the Rosetta Stone made their decipherment possible. Through hieroglyphs, the voices of ancient Egypt continue to speak across thousands of years. Deep in the desert, the Valley of the Kings became the final resting place of Egypt's greatest pharaohs. Hidden among the barren cliffs, these royal tombs were carefully carved into solid rock to protect them from thieves and the passage of time. Their walls were covered with colorful paintings and sacred texts, believed to guide each ruler safely into eternity. Even today, this silent valley preserves some of the greatest archaeological treasures ever discovered. Ramesses the Great became one of the most powerful and celebrated rulers in Egyptian history. During his long reign, he led military campaigns, signed one of the world's earliest known peace treaties, and filled Egypt with magnificent temples and colossal statues. His monuments were built not only to honor the gods, but also to ensure that his name would never be forgotten. More than 3,000 years later, Ramesses the Great remains a symbol of Egypt's golden age. Over time, powerful enemies invaded Egypt. The once mighty kingdom faced repeated attacks from ambitious empires seeking control of its fertile lands and immense wealth. Years of conflict weakened the authority of the pharaohs and placed increasing pressure on the country's defenses. The civilization that had flourished for millennia was entering one of the most difficult chapters of its history. The ancient kingdom gradually lost its independence. First the Assyrians, and later the Persians, brought Egypt under foreign rule, ending centuries of uninterrupted native dynasties. Although Egyptian tradition survived, political power was no longer in the hands of its own rulers. A civilization that had once shaped the ancient world now struggled to preserve its identity. In the year 332 BC, Alexander the Great entered Egypt and was welcomed by many as a liberator. Recognized as pharaoh, he honored the ancient gods and respected the traditions of this remarkable civilization. During his brief rule, he founded the city of Alexandria, which soon became one of the greatest centers of knowledge, culture, and science in the ancient world. Although his time in Egypt was short, Alexander's arrival marked the beginning of a new era that would forever reshape the country's history. A new Greek dynasty ruled the land of the Pharaohs. The Ptolemies blended Greek traditions with the rich heritage of ancient Egypt, creating a unique civilization where two great cultures flourished side by side. Magnificent cities, libraries, and temples reflected this remarkable fusion. Yet beneath its brilliance, the era also marked the final chapter of Egypt's ancient independence. Cleopatra became the last great ruler of ancient Egypt and one of history's most remarkable queens. Intelligent, ambitious, and determined, she fought to preserve the independence of her kingdom during an age of powerful empires. Her reign marked the final chapter of more than 3,000 years of pharaonic civilization. With her death, an extraordinary era that had shaped the ancient world finally came to an end. In 30 BC, Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. The rule of the pharaohs had ended, and a new chapter in Egyptian history had begun. Yet Rome inherited far more than land and wealth. It inherited the achievements of one of humanity's oldest civilizations, whose monuments, knowledge, and traditions would continue to inspire the world for centuries to come. Today, the pyramids of Giza still rise above the desert, standing as silent witnesses to the passing of thousands of years. Though their smooth limestone casing has long disappeared, their immense scale continues to amaze millions of visitors from around the world. They remain enduring symbols of human imagination, determination, and engineering genius. The temples of Karnak, Luxor, Abu Simbel, and many other monuments continue to tell the story of a civilization unlike any other. Every carved column, every towering statue, and every hieroglyph preserves a fragment of Egypt's extraordinary past. These ancient masterpieces attract travelers, historians, and archaeologists who continue to uncover new secrets hidden within their stones. The influence of ancient Egypt reaches far beyond its borders and far beyond its own time. Its achievements in architecture, engineering, writing, medicine, mathematics, and art helped shape the development of later civilizations. Even today, the legacy of the pharaohs continues to inspire science, culture, and the imagination of people across the globe. More than 3,000 years have passed since the age of the pharaohs, yet ancient Egypt has never truly disappeared. Its pyramids still dominate the horizon, its temples continue to tell stories carved in stone, and its mysteries remain alive in the hearts of millions. The kingdom of the pharaohs lives on, not as an empire, but as one of the greatest legacies in the history of humankind.
VALTORA History. Discover the past. Understand the future.